nobody comes into this house without paying the price.
Not here! Not ever!
Welcome everybody to NBL Live week number 7. Tonight on the broadcast, we've got the Carolina Panthers and the Seattle Seahawks. I'm Sonny Weaver. Alongside me today is Lip Ripper. Now, Lip, we've got two NFC teams off to a good start, both 4-2. Essentially right now, they're sitting at the 3 and 4 seed. This could be a big game down the stretch. Both these guys do have a little bit of a lead in their divisions right now, but I don't know if that's going to last long term. Is this as important of a matchup as it looks like on paper?
Yeah, I think so right now. The Seahawks seem to be off to a great start this season, but I do think that the Panthers have what it takes. I mean, I believe that they just beat the Falcons a couple weeks ago. That's a big win for them. They're currently 4-2, and I am excited about the future for these Panthers. So I'm looking for a good game tonight. It's a big game for both of those guys. Get their 5th win and get rolling on this season.
And so the Seattle Seahawks, over the last couple seasons, a lot of big-name players have left the Seahawks. Cam Chancellor, Thomas Rawls, Tyler Lockett. This is a new-look Seattle Seahawks. Not the Seahawks many are used to seeing, but definitely a team that has found their way. And so leading this new-look Seahawks out is a familiar face, Russell Wilson, coming out onto the field. And Wilson's having a decent season this year. I know there's contract talks ongoing in Seattle. Ownership not sure if they're going to keep him. But I still think Russell Wilson, one of the top young quarterbacks in NBL.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely one of the better quarterbacks in NBL. I really like what he brings over the past few years, trying to get him out of the pocket, move him around, and also with some unfamiliar faces. Richard Sherman's out for a large chunk of the season, so it's going to be tough for their secondary to hold it together.
And so on first down, Williams going to drop the ball out to the halfback Roth. Roth, we mentioned earlier the exit of Thomas Rawls. Roth, a value pick for the Seahawks in the draft. They find their running back of the future. They let Thomas Rawls depart, and Ross had a pretty good career so far here in Seattle. Now, when you look at this game, it's a defensive game in perspective that both these teams, they really can stop the run. And I think that's where they're going to key early on in this game as they line up here, single back set. You got Roth in the backfield, and that is going to be a handoff, and Roth blown up in the backfield for a 2-yard loss.
Yeah, you look at this Seattle team. The thing that I don't like about this team, I love Titus Roth. I think he's a great back. I think that they need to get him a little bit better blocking up front. They're 14th in rushing, but the worst thing about them is that they're 32nd in the pass. I want Russell Wilson to step up, be a leader, be a passer on this team, because Roth is doing everything he can to get them a run game.
And here we are on 3rd and 9. Russell Wilson dropping back out of the shotgun. He's got time. He goes down the center of the field, and that's going to be a catch down to the 45-yard line of the Carolina Panthers. Russell Wilson's second completion of the day. The tight end Castaneda with the reception there. Try saying that one 3 times fast. But that's a big pitch and catch there by Russell Wilson for first down.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's what I want to see out of Russell Wilson. He comes out against that cover 2 look, gives his tight end a little, pass down the middle, and that's what I want him to see. Rely on the tight end early, beat that cover 2, and open up the game for this team.
1st and 10, Wilson in the shotgun again. He's going to pass on first down. He's got time. He throws it out to the flats, and that one's covered well. You've got Coney Ely actually out there in coverage. Not often you see a defensive end out in coverage, but he covers the flat. Looked like he had the seam route open again, but instead decides to check down to Roth for nothing on the play.
Yeah, that right there doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. You don't have anybody going over to that side of the field other than your halfback, and you've got 2 guys over there that are taking all that away. That was not open ever, so that was a very dangerous throw there by Russell Wilson.
Tight eye formation set here for Russell Wilson. It's going to be a handoff to Roth. Roth tries to make a move to the outside. Does get hit, gets downed at the 44-yard line. Just a gain of 1 on the play. Now, 3rd and 9 again for Wilson here, 44-yard line. They've put Wilson so far in this game in a couple 3rd and long positions, and I believe that's going to be one of the situations where this ownership group, they put a lot of pressure on Wilson to complete them. And so far in his career, he's struggled with that here in Seattle in NBL. Is that a coaching issue, or is that the play of Wilson himself?
I just think, just looking at it so far, you look at the play calling, it's kind of questionable. There's not really, good play there called on 2nd down or on 1st down, then they run it right there. Just not good play calling.
Like you mentioned, that run there, not quite there. And there's a pick by Bradbury.
Oh.
Great run down the sideline, 25-20. No one's going to catch Bradbury as he's going to prance into the end zone for a pick 6. And we saw this coming.
He is gone.
Wilson just keep pushing it to the dump-off halfback there. And eventually it gets picked off. He's working the flats way too much. The Carolina Panthers saw it coming, and they get the pick 6. And that's a big splash play, folks, for the Carolina Panthers.
Drink, babies! It's a splash play. And I'm going to take back what I just said. Poor coaching got them into 3rd and 9, and terrible decision-making by Russell Wilson got them down by 7 points now. That's a terrible start. You're throwing it to the flat. You're afraid to throw the ball down the field. And now you've got your team in a hole. A game that we know there's going to be good defense on both sides. And right there, Carolina Panthers come out.
Yeah, so Turin there on that return, I don't know if you noticed there, acted like he was going to flip the ball, maybe trying to cause a little confusion there. They sniffed that out. They tackle him, but he's going to have to be careful with that ball, flipping that ball for no reason or pretending like he's going to. Could lead to a fumble. So something to keep an eye on. I wonder if the coach will talk to them about that. So after throwing the pick 6, Russell Wilson's going to come back out here, setting up in a single back set. Roth in the backfield once again, and that's going to be a draw play on 1st down. Good play on 1st down. Gain of 5 on the play. Roth's best carry up to this point in the game.
Yeah, that's exactly what you need. You need to pick up yards on 1st down. You can't let your quarterback get in 3rd and long situations. Titus is a good back. Let Roth run the ball a little bit and get some yards and make it easier for your quarterback, who's obviously afraid to throw the ball down the field right now.
Roth in the backfield again, single back set, 2 wide receivers out to the left. Wilson's changing the play at the line. It's going to be a handoff to Roth, who makes a man miss in the backfield. That looked like Luke Kuechly coming in a little too hot, misses Roth, and instead of being a loss of 2 on the play, it's going to be a gain of 3.
Yeah, and right there's the kind of back that Roth is. He comes out, he sees big Luke Kuechly. I'd be afraid of Luke Kuechly. Luke Kuechly is a big guy, hits hard, great linebacker. Roth just says, nope, I'm going to go to the outside a little bit. Pulls through 2 guys and gets them into a 3rd and 1. I like Titus Roth. He's a great running back.
The 3rd and 1 here, Russell Wilson throwing a pick 6 on the last 3rd down. He's in a tight formation here in single back set. He's going to drop back on the play. Pressure coming. Kuechly up the middle. Double sack there. You got 2 guys meeting him in the middle. And so that's a big splash play for the Carolina Panthers. Seattle's going to be forced to punt, but still better than the pick 6 last time. So not all things going bad here for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, a little questionable bit of a play there to try to pick up some short yardage, but Russell Wilson just was not making good decisions, quick decisions, so that's where he's at now.
It's going to be a return here from Carolina. Carolina making a move to the outside, and they're up to the 50-yard line moving. Tries to make a move inside. I believe that's Philly Brown. He could have kept going probably for another 5 or 10 yards. Tried to go for the big play, make a move upfield, but still very good return on the play. And 42-yard line, that's where we're going to get to see our first taste of Cam Newton for the day.
Yeah, I'm excited about Cam Newton. He's coming. They're having a good season. 21st in passing. Their run game is where I like it, somewhere in the middle there. The thing is, they are putting up 24 points a game, and that's really good. Their offensive numbers, pass and run, aren't that explosive, but they're putting up the points to win games, and that's why they're 4-2.
So in the backfield is rookie Roman Rainey, who is going to get the first handoff. He makes a quick cut to the outside. He breaks the tackle. He's down to the 15, the 10, and it's going to be a touchdown. No one catches Rainey on the first carry of the game for the rookie, possibly the rookie of the year. So Carolina is going to go up 13-0 pending this kick, and that's a game breaker right there, folks.
Yeah, that was a hell of a run. That was a great job. That motion from the right side to the left has caught a lot of defensive off guard so far in this season and in last season. Everybody wants to shoot over to that side, try to protect for some plays that go that way. Just a simple handoff. Guy does all the work, takes it to the house. Big lead now for the Panthers.
Yeah, and this isn't a position you want to be in if you're Seattle. Seattle more of a underneath ball control offense. They're not really built to score a lot of points real quick. So this is an important drive for Seattle and Russell Wilson. I know you're a little gun shy after throwing that early interception for a touchdown, but they're going to have to move the ball downfield.
Yeah, and Russell Wilson was already gun-shy on this game. You see him looking for stuff that's only just a few yards down the field, and that's not going to cut it. And then he throws this lazy pass to the left, should be picked. Then he throws another lazy pass to the flat, and it is picked. I want him to, get some guts, throw the ball down the field like the quarterback he can be.
So here we go. It's going to be a weak set. Roth in the backfield behind Wilson. It's going to be handoff to the right. Roth getting stuffed behind the field. 2-yard loss on the play. Running game, tough sledding here. This Carolina defense led by Luke Kuechly really blowing up these running attempts in the backfield.
Yes, this is the kind of defense that I like. These Panthers are not afraid of Russell Wilson. They're not afraid of the run or the pass game. I'm sorry. You're going to run the ball. They're going to stuff you, and they're not afraid of it.
Yeah, and when you look at it, for the most part, they've really made their mark doing that, really defending the run, and so not so much there as they do finally find a hole. But Luke Kuechly really is just the X factor on this team. He can play 2 yards off the line, or he can drop 15 yards in coverage and cover those tight ends and slot receivers downfield. I got to say, Luke Kuechly really is one of the best players in NBL.
Oh, yeah, he's one of the most athletic guys. You wouldn't expect him to be able to look like he's going to blitz and then be able to make it 10, 15 yards back down the field to cover a guy in zone coverage. Even in man coverage, he's a great linebacker, very intelligent guy, huge piece for the Carolina Panthers defense.
Yeah, and anytime, you've got a defense that can make those stops, really it's just a testament to good defensive coordinators and a lot of good schemes that put them in those positions. But Kuechly's just a freak athlete. So, the Carolina Panthers pick up that easy 3rd and 1, Seattle Seahawks. We talked about coming into this how important it was for Russell Wilson and this offense to really get control of this game early. It's not happened yet, but this is a big drive, and so as we progress here and Seattle sticks with the running game this drive, the first quarter is already over, and we're still yet to see Seattle throw a ball more than 5 yards downfield. At what point are we going to see that play action deep shot from this offense? Because that's just something that this offense hasn't shown us yet in this game.
Yeah, and I sense fear. If I was the Panthers, I would be sensing fear because right there they're running fullback dive on 3rd and 1, not even close to scoring range. I just think that the Seattle Seahawks offense is just afraid right now, and that's no way to play, especially when you're down 14 points.
Exactly. While this drive has been good so far, it's definitely not been a explosive drive by any means. Now, what they are doing a lot of is rushing on 1st down. I think, we talked about it in a lot of these NBL live streams. Play action shots on 1st down when you're so dependent on running 1st down are a good way to catch guys off guard, but really not a lot of guys in the league do it.
Here, back at the 47. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Partner into the 2nd quarter, and I guess
okay, so right there, that's what I'm talking about with the Seahawks. They come out, they're just running the ball a lot, and right there, they run over to the left side, and there's really nowhere to go. Panthers are running a blitz there, and there is just nothing there. And now you're in a 2nd and 13. It's just not a good position as Russell Wilson comes back out. Ross in the backfield. They're switching their play now. What is Russell Wilson going to do here?
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where you wonder why the Seattle Seahawks are hesitant to pay Russell Wilson, but I almost wonder if he's got the yips. You got to wonder if he's just too scared to push the ball downfield. And in our league, you've got to be able to take those shots. And I'm just not sure Russell Wilson can do that anymore.
Right there on that play, Russell Wilson comes out. He rolls out to the right side and just has no time on that back end. So the Seahawks are going to come out now. Russell Wilson in shotgun. He's got 3 wide receivers bunched up to the left. Panthers are preparing for it. Drops back, throws a nice ball down into coverage, and it's dropped there. So Wilson does go down the field, but the ball is dropped. Such a bad position there for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, and so like you said, you finally get Wilson taking a shot down deep, and it just doesn't come out. And maybe that's the issue. They've lost a lot of guys on the outside. Doug Baldwin gone, Tyler Lockett gone. Maybe they just don't trust these new wide receivers to get the job done.
Yeah, and as we get the punt here, the Panthers are going to return it. Tries to make a spin move, does not go anywhere. Tackled down at the 28-yard line here for the Panthers to start this drive. Sonny, what do you think the Panthers need to do right now? 4:16 left in the second quarter, up 14 points.
Keep giving the ball to Roman Rainey. That is basically the name of this game. If he can break off runs like we've seen so far, I think the game plan is give him the ball, and maybe give him the ball some more.
Yeah, Cam Newton comes out there. Nice little play action. Try to get the ball down the field a little bit. Just a nice coverage there. Dropping him back a D lineman, and he's right in the middle of the field. Cam Newton expected him to be open, and he was, but that lineman actually showed some great athleticism to be able to bat that ball down.
Yeah, there's some athletic plays you see occasionally, and that would be one of them, to get up and knock that down there. So good play there on defense.
Yeah, 2nd and 10. Cam Newton comes out in the shotgun, hands the ball off, and he's got a hole, but it's beaten down early there by the Seahawks run D.
And those holes, they can collapse so quickly. Even for a guy like Rainey, who's got that explosiveness, sometimes you can get through them, but a lot of times it's almost an illusion. You just can't make it.
Yeah, they come out and they try to run that power, try to keep the ball there with Rainey and keep the ball moving, but, you know, that double A gap was really a great play by the defensive end there to be able to come off his block and stop that run, because there was a lot of room down the field. It was just that guy, and he made the play. So Cam Newton's going to come out here on 3rd and 9. Rainey to his right. Dropping back, and he throws it down the field, and it's picked up by Conway. Nice play there. Conway comes up and grabs the ball. Got laid a big hit there. Cam Newton kind of put his receiver out there to drive, but he comes up with the catch there.
Yeah, and sometimes you got to make a business decision. Conway there trying to help his quarterback. Got to be careful. You don't want to get knocked out. Those blows are enough to take you to the IR. Probably going to go back and have some words with his quarterback.
Yeah, and on 1st down there, Panthers come out and do what they do best. They come out, motion to the left, just run a nice power up behind, and pick up 6 yards. That's what I wish that the Seattle Seahawks would do. Come out and get a nice gain on 1st down. Whether it be, you can throw a short pass on 1st down, just pick up some yards. But getting into 2nd and 13, you're starting yourself in a hole, and it's not good for your quarterback who's already struggling.
Yeah, but the problem with Seattle, that even when they do come out and try to run on 1st down, it's been going for a loss. I think it's almost too predictable. Maybe a drag or some sort of safe throw on 1st down, and then go to the run on 2nd down. But that run on 1st down for Seattle has become a little too predictable for my taste.
Yeah, and Cam Newton goes down, sacked there on the play. They try a halfback screen there to Rainey, but the defense is all over it. Nice man coverage there. There was a guy coming out with the halfback. And Cam Newton goes down, does not throw a risky pick, just takes the sack. Now they're in a 3rd and 14 situation.
Yeah, and that's important there that Newton doesn't throw the bad pick there. You've already seen 1 pick 6 this game. We don't need to see another one off of a screen pass.
Yeah. Right now, Newton's dropping back, hits his tight end in the flat, taken down right at the 44-yard line. As we're about to hit the 2-minute warning here, it's going to be 4th and 6 for the Carolina Panthers. Probably going to see a punt, and then Seattle gets the ball back with right around 2 minutes left. What do they need to do to score here before halftime?
Well, if it was most people, I'd say they need to try to push the ball downfield, but that's just not this offense. Maybe a hurry-up offense and working underneath on some ins and outs, not so much flat routes.
Punt there, almost taken in the end zone, decided at the last second that was not a good decision. We've already seen a lot of poor decisions by the Seattle Seahawks so far, going back to that that fake flip on the return right after that interception. So special teams looking like a little bit of a liability here so far.
Yeah, they didn't have a good return earlier, and then you got that. Special teams, something they're going to have to get together.
Russell Wilson coming out in the pistol set. 3 wide receivers to the right. Ball snap. Nice halfback screen there, but it's snuffed out. Carolina all over that screen, just like the Seattle Seahawks were. It's no gain, a gain of 1.
Screen's not working so much in this game up to this point.
That is, it looks like almost the same screen, but just not being run effectively so far in this game, as Russell Wilson's going to come out now with 5 receivers in the shotgun. And almost sacked on the play, but he gets the ball off just in time. Once again, there was just nothing there. Trying to go down the field, and there's nothing there for Russell Wilson to throw to.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you're hoping your guys can get you free, but I said it earlier, I'm not sure Wilson's got confidence in this receiving core. They've lost a lot, and it's really starting to show in this game.
Yeah, it is really tough. There isn't a whole lot. In the run game, they've got some good pieces. They just don't get it going, and that is really, it's limiting their passing abilities. The Panthers defense is all over it. Russell Wilson dropping back again, throws a nice ball, but boom, gets hit and does not come up with the pass. Once again, you see Russell Wilson throwing balls right where guys are going to get hit, drops the ball, and now the Panthers are going to get a chance here with 1:19 left in the second quarter.
We talked about business decisions earlier. There was pressure coming from Wilson's front side. He just got rid of the ball, and he got his wide receiver laid out. But in the end, somebody was getting hit there. I think Wilson made a business decision with that contract coming up that it was going to be not him but his wide receiver.
Yeah, that is looks like what happened there. He does not want to take a big hit, especially when he's expecting to be paid there. So the punt goes off. We're going to have the Carolina Panthers at the 35-yard line. Don't need to rush here with a minute left, but it's just going to be a nice toss outside. He's got a little room, but he's swallowed up immediately by the Seattle defense there.
See, and if I get the whole not doing anything stupid here, but I'd like to see him maybe take a shot here on first down and try to put the nail in the coffin here. You're still giving them a chance to get back in if you don't score here before half.
Yeah, I would just like to see them be safe here with the lead. Go in at halftime if that's what's necessary. Cam Newton's going to drop back to pass, going a little deep here. Throws a tough pass into coverage. There was nobody open. There was a guy there, but he was not open, and that was a risky tip pass. Bounced around a little bit, almost interception. Almost come up by a different guy. There was a lot of guys there, but just not a good throw up 14 right now.
No, not a good throw at all. Philly Brown almost comes in on the backside of that play, makes a great play, but instead it falls to the ground. Cam Newton there just shut his eyes, chucked it downfield. When I say take a deep shot, I mean actually a good deep shot downfield.
Yeah, that was not a good shot. So Cam Newton comes out, throws a quick out route to the right to Benjamin. Nice catch there, but still a risky pass. You had a guy coming out to cover underneath, a guy over top as well, but it is complete, and seems like now with 37 seconds left, they will be able to run a couple plays to get into field goal range. Still 2 timeouts left, so there's definitely time to at least try for a field goal here.
Yeah, and points here are big. You can make it a 3-score game, and I'm not sure with this offense we've seen so far in this game that you actually have a chance to come back.
Fake sweep to the right. Cam Newton is hit, and the ball is incomplete there. That was a good play because people like to run them jet sweeps there. It's a safe play with a lot of payoff on the back end if you can get it. But right there, the pressure just came in. Cam got hit, and the ball is incomplete there. Now, 2nd and 10 with 34 seconds left here in the second quarter.
Yeah, and now's where you got to get a little more conservative. Make sure you don't turn the ball over or do anything stupid.
Cam Newton takes the ball. We're going to get a read option right up the middle by Rainey, and there is a flag on the play. Looks like holding against the Carolina Panthers right guard.
Big holding call there. That is not what you want to see happen at this point in the game.
No, not at all. But it is not a turnover. Still 2nd and 20, backed up to the 37 now with 30 seconds left. I'm not sure that you force it here, although it looks like they are, as Cam Newton's going to come out in the shotgun. He's going to whip it over to Benjamin. He's got a screen. He's got one guy to beat, and he's forced out of bounds at the 43-yard line there. Nice, smart play, but just did not come up with anything big. 3rd and 14.
Yeah, and this is 3rd and 14, dangerous down. Ball control, don't do anything dumb.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially, you've got a lead. The Seattle Seahawks offense has not been on the field at all, and when they were, they gave you 7 points. So I would just play it smart here. Get into halftime, up 14, and get ready for the second half.
Yeah, so short down and short time here. Just get to half, like you said.
Cam Newton drops back in the shotgun, gets a nice pass out there to Brown, but it's just short of the first down. It is going to be 4th and inches here from the 44-yard line. I'm not sure that they're going to be able to attempt a field goal confidently here. We might just see a punt and head to halftime. We'll see what the Panthers do here on 4th and inches.
Yeah, I'm not sure. This is kind of in your no man's land, but just so far out there. If you had maybe another yard, maybe a yard and a half, you'd go for the field goal. But at this point, I think you just punt. Don't risk giving them a shot to go one long pass downfield if you don't get the field goal.
Yeah, and that is what the Panthers are doing here. They're going to snap the ball and just punt it away into the end zone, and there will not be a return by the Seattle Seahawks here. So with 9 seconds left, we're probably just going to see some type of run play, get them to halftime. What do the Seattle Seahawks need to do to make up 14 points and get back into this game in the second half?
I think you guys spread the field. You're seeing a lot of base defense here from the Carolina Panthers. Luke Kuechly is obviously very good, so are the rest of their linebacking crew. I think you want to spread the field, expose some of their 3rd and 4th cornerbacks, and see if you can get some matchups. Maybe move your 1 and 2 inside. Just try to create some mismatches, because right now coming out in I formation trying to run the ball, really not getting you anywhere.
Yeah, it really does seem like Panthers are all over whatever the Seahawks are trying to do. As we're going to get the kickoff here, it looks to be out of the back of the end zone, so the Panthers are going to start at their 25-yard line. And I want to see Cam Newton go on a long drive here and score a touchdown on offense with him throw into some guys and take a 3-score lead and really put the pressure on the Seahawks.
I really want to see Roman Rainey come out and really dazzle us with some of that amazing running we've seen so far. I think that is the thing that Carolina really wants to do to take control of this game and really ice it.
Rainey gets the ball here, gets jumbled up behind a bunch of linemen and defenders. Right now, 5 rushes for 48 yards and that big touchdown that we saw earlier. I think that the Panthers were trying to stay on the ground, get it going there. Just did not work on that first play. 2nd and 11.
Yeah, I said I wanted to see Rainey. I want to see Rainey with some good blocking, with some holes, having a chance to maybe run upfield.
Yeah, and we get a big pickup through the air there. Kelvin Benjamin comes down with the C route against a man blitz. Cam Newton hits him with perfect timing. They pick up a big chunk there. Cam Newton got the ball out quick there, was not afraid of the blitz, picked up a big chunk of yards, and now they're down to the 47-yard line.
Yeah, and actually that was blocked really well. There were 6 guys coming. There were 6 guys in to block. It worked out perfectly, gave Newton time to block and get the ball downfield.
Yeah, and they come right back. There's another all-out blitz by the Seattle Seahawks. Rainey tries to take the handoff up inside and gets nowhere. And now we're getting into that position where 2nd and 14, you're putting a lot more pressure on your quarterback.
Well, we talked about that earlier. Starting out on first down, running every first down becomes a little too predictable. You let the defense get really ballsy. You got to start burning them there on first down.
Cam Newton comes out under center and hands it off to Rainey. He breaks it up the middle for a nice gain. Gets him back into a 3rd and 6, much more manageable situation. Great pickup there by Rainey.
Yeah, and that was a good run there by Rainey. There was good blocking. There were some good blocks downfield there. Would have liked to see him maybe try to make a move there, but nonetheless, good run there for Rainey.
Yeah, if the blocking was there, if he could have made one guy miss, would have been there. Cam Newton comes out in shotgun. Dropping back to pass. He looks and gets hit, and the ball comes out. If we could go back and watch that play, he had that little Texas route there to his running back, and that would have been a first down, but he just did not see it, was looking elsewhere at that time.
Yeah, it seems like he held the ball just a second too long. The guy was coming out of that pivot. If you let the ball go there, it would have been a big completion. Instead, he gets hit and falls to the ground.
Panthers punt here to the Seahawks. He's got a little room, but doesn't make it anywhere, and the ball is going to come out to the 15-yard line. Doesn't look like their special teams knows what's going on right now. They had some blocks, but it seemed like he cut it up whenever he could have just kept going outside and picked up a nice gain. But the Seahawks are going to start here at the 15-yard line.
Football really is a three-phase game. You've got offense, defense, and special teams, but a lot of times special teams get forgotten. There's some hidden yardage there that I think Seattle wishes they had back.
Yeah, and starting from the 15 is going to put them in a bad position here with the way their offense have been. So Russell Wilson comes out under center, 1st and 10. Hands it off to Roth, and he is swallowed up in the backfield. Just no room for Roth. This Panthers defense is all over the runs on first downs like you've been talking about all game.
Yeah, and that's Luke Kuechly. The guy just can sniff out a run. Some play action there. Maybe you catch Kuechly creeping up on first down, but you're going to have to do something to slow him down.
Yeah, this defense is all over it, especially when you're led by Kuechly. He can make sure that everybody's on the same page at the same time, and that's really why this defense has been playing so good. Wilson's going to come out here. Play clock running down under center motion. It's going to be a toss to the right, and Roth is going to get swallowed up behind the line again. A loss of a yard there. And here we are again, 3rd and 12 after 2 runs by the Seattle Seahawks.
It's just not a good matchup here for the Seattle Seahawks. They can't really push the ball downfield with any consistency. They're relying on the run, and that's just not what you want to do against this defense.
Yeah, not at all. They are trying to run the ball, and that is not an option. And now when they have to pass, it's a bad spot. So Wilson's going to come out here in the shotgun on 3rd and 12, reading the field. And he hits a man in the middle, right between defenders, and he breaks a tackle down to the 40-yard line. That was a great read, tight window, great pass by Russell Wilson.
And as we start questioning Russell Wilson, there he is coming through with the big throw, good catch. I mean, those are the kind of plays that make you wonder if you really need to re-sign this guy and bring him back, but there's just not enough of them.
Yeah, and I think he split one defender and Luke Kuechly there on the play, and that is a tough defender to get the ball by, but he did it there for a big play. That's what I want to see. Russell Wilson passing on first down, gets hit as he's throwing, completes the pass, picks up 6 yards on the play, and that's what I want to see. 2nd and 4, this is where you want your team to be. This is a good position moving forward.
Wilson's been under pressure all day. Really, this Panthers defensive line has been able to get a lot of pressure on him, a little more than I thought they were going to be able to get coming into the game.
Yeah, a little confusing bit of defense there, a little bit of man, a little bit of zone, but Russell Wilson shows he's a good quarterback and picks up some yardage now here on 2nd down. Wilson in the shotgun. Slot man in motion to the left.
Now Wilson on 2nd down.
So Wilson takes the snap, reading the defense, throws it on an in-cut to his wide receiver, and it's another pickup for a nice gain there on 2nd down. Picked up a first down. Now they're finally on that side of the field here.
I like what I'm seeing. I kind of feel like Wilson's getting a little bit of a rhythm here. He's finding his mojo. I think we may have a game here, boys. I think Russell Wilson's about to step up here.
Yeah, and that would be fantastic because he is what drives this offense. He's going to hand the ball off. It's going to be to the outside sweep. Nice little pick up of 5 yards there for Proceeds.
I wonder to an extent if this defense for Carolina may be getting a little tired out because they're just not getting there like they were earlier in this game.
Yeah, there was a lot of fire at the beginning of the game, it seems. Now, I think maybe those nice 2 deep passes kind of got them back from playing the run a little bit.
And that's what we talked about. You can't run always on the early downs. You got to push it downfield, open up the field for them.
Wilson hands the ball off to Roth again, right into that fierce blitz. The Panthers are not afraid to blitz the Seahawks here, and just once again cannot pick up yardage. It's going to be 3rd and 5, but this is much more manageable than a 3rd and 15 or 3rd and 13 like we've seen all game.
And there was our guy, Luke Kuechly. Once again, I cannot stress enough how big of a factor this guy is on the defensive side of the ball.
Absolutely. So 3rd and 5 here. Wilson's going to come out in the shotgun. 2 wide receivers to the right. Drops back, reading the defense. Takes a shot downfield, and it's going to be a touchdown. Russell Wilson challenging the defense. And look at that. Right back in this game with 19 seconds left in the 3rd. Sees that cover 2, goes right after it. And we've got a game here, boys.
I told you it felt like he was heating up. Those first couple big completions he got, especially with pressure in his face. He stands in the pocket there, reads the defense, puts it downfield. The safety misplays the ball. And now we got the Seattle Seahawks back in this game. And it's big now. Carolina can't come out and just run the ball. Rainey's still a part of this game plan, but they're going to have to move the ball a little bit here.
Absolutely. He challenged that safety. The safety was just not good enough. We talked about some defenders not being where they should be, and that was one of them. And Russell Wilson put the ball in a great position and got his game in it. And just like you talked about, those plays, driving the ball down the field, getting a rhythm, putting your team in position, and that was a good drive for Russell Wilson here.
Very impressive. Now, Carolina, how are they going to answer? This is a big drive. Don't just go 3 and out. If that happens, Seattle, watch the momentum shift here.
Huge momentum. Rainey's going to get the ball, and he's clogged up there in the middle. Picks up a yard, but the Seattle Seahawks were all over that. I think that maybe they came out and thought that Carolina was going to run the ball, and they were all over it here as the 3rd quarter comes to an end.
Yeah, we haven't heard much from Roman Rainey since that very first handoff of the game. I'm wondering now if that was more flash than skill. It'll be interesting. They're going to need him here in the 4th quarter. He's got to find a way to make some guys miss in the backfield because that Seattle Seahawks defense has pinned their ears back and coming after him.
Yeah, he is going to be a big piece now. We're in the start of the 4th quarter. There's 6 minutes left, and it's a 1-score game. Seattle just went on a beautiful drive. Russell Wilson really throwing the ball. They're only down a touchdown now. Carolina has the ball, and it's going to be 2nd and 9 here for Cam Newton and his Panthers. He's going to drop back, play action. He's going to hit his tight end on the corner out. Going to be down to the 41-yard line. 1st down, Panthers.
Yeah, and so Roman Rainey not working. He goes to the next best security blanket he's got. He hits his tight end there, and they need to score here because, like we said, those Seahawks are coming.
Yeah, and I think that Seattle was preparing for another run in that nice play action. We haven't seen a whole lot of play action, and that got them the time they needed to hit that corner out to the tight end. Cam Newton's going to drop back to pass. He's got a guy over the middle, and it is incomplete. Another pass where we see guys forcing it into 2 or 3 guys around the area of the receiver, and the ball just falls incomplete.
Yeah, man coverage there. You're seeing a lot of man coverage, a lot of blitzing here from Seattle. It almost seems like a desperate attempt here to try to create some turnovers. You've got to take the underneath stuff when you got that one-on-one coverage. Just work down the field. You don't need to score. You just need to hold on to the ball.
Yeah, and I think both of these defenses feel confident in what they believe in doing. So that's why we're seeing a lot of the man blitzes here. So 2nd and 10, Newton in the shotgun, Rainey to his left, making some adjustments here. 6 seconds left on the play clock for Cam Newton, still making adjustments. Going to hand the ball off to Rainey, bounces off a guy and gets tackled at the 42. Had a big hole there, gaping wide hole, and just bounced off a guy and could not get anywhere.
The hole closed up quickly. I think Rainey tried to sneak through there, but it just wasn't going to happen on the play.
Yeah, that was some indecisiveness there by Cam Newton. Thought maybe he had some one-on-one coverage down the field, but just was not comfortable with it, stuck with the run play, and now they're in a 3rd and 9 situation. Cam Newton's going to come out with 3 wide receivers to the left. Kelvin Benjamin in the slot. It's going to be a play action drop back by Newton, and he's hitting sacked on the play. Back at the 35. Big play by the Seattle Seahawks defense there. Punt ball.
I believe the term you were looking for there is a splash play by the Seattle Seahawks, forcing a punt on the possession.
We love the splash plays. Splash plays are a huge thing in NBL as the Panthers punt the ball. Looks like the Seattle Seahawks could have returned it, but they're going to step away from the ball and take the ball at the 9-yard line there. See, this is one thing we talked about special teams. They return a ball that they probably shouldn't, and now they let a ball go that I think that the punter outkicked his coverage there. Could have had a big return.
Yeah, constant miscues on special teams. We're going to have to tell the Seattle Seahawks they've got the not-so-special teams because these guys have just been bad all night.
Not so special teams. That is definitely what it's looked like. I've seen lots of opportunities go to waste. I've seen lots of bad decisions made. But right now, this is Russell Wilson's game, a one-score game as he comes out in the pistol. Roth in the backfield, motion to the left. It's going to be a handoff to the wide receiver, and he's going to be tackled there at the 10. A nice play, but just not effective. Still picks up 2 yards on the play.
They show that motion earlier in the game. They handed off to Rainey. They come back to it this time, actually do the jet sweep. Not getting anywhere, not getting to the outside. Not much happening on that play.
A nice risk versus reward play there. If you get a good gain off of it, it was safe, but you're not putting yourself in a bad position with a sack or an interception. So Wilson's going to come out in a close set, and it's going to be a toss to Roth to the left, tries to cut it back up inside, and once again, guess who? Luke Kuechly.
Kuechly's just an animal. Hashtag manimal. Because the guy, he's just everywhere. This guy can do it all, folks. Hasn't really been challenged in coverage much yet today, but as far as stopping the run, I'm not sure there's anybody better in NBL.
No, and he flew over there real quick, got the toss play bottled up, and now we're in a 3rd and 9 for Russell Wilson with 3 wide receivers to the right. Drop back, throw, and that was not intended for that guy, I am sure, but it looks like we pick up the first down here for the Seattle Seahawks. I think he was going down the field to the postman because he was wide open. Wide receiver comes over, makes a nice jump, catches the ball for a first down.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and I think that may have been the case there in that situation. I think you got to let Wilson keep throwing because when he does drop back and throw, he's been pretty good this second half, and they're going to need that here to score and tie this game up.
Yeah, he has really turned it on here in the last drive or so. It's going to be a handoff to Roth up the middle, and it is going nowhere. Kuechly once again in on the coverage. So 14 attempts for 23 yards for Roth here. What do you see his value in going forward here whenever you cannot run the ball against this Panthers defense?
I just don't think you can run the ball against the defense. I think Luke Kuechly and this Panthers defense is too good. You may try spreading them out, running some draws, things like that, but even still, Kuechly's going to sniff it out and get to it. So I think you guys start using the short passing game as you run.
Yeah, and that is one of the things that they have struggled with, running the ball. I'd like to see Wilson pass it. He comes out in shotgun, drops back to pass, throws a nice underneath route, but it is picked up quickly. There he is again, Luke Kuechly in pass coverage, sitting there in the middle, comes up, makes a nice tackle on the drag, and they are going nowhere on that play.
Nope, and there you go. You get to see Kuechly in coverage. He plays it well, gets behind the guy, doesn't let the guy get behind him, lays him out in front, and short gain on the play. So we're going to get that short 3rd and 6 here. See if Russell Wilson can pick it up again.
Better than an incompletion or a pick. Now you're in 3rd and 6. Very, very manageable first down here. Russell Wilson's motions precise out to the left, and we're going to hit the 2-minute warning. So with 2 minutes left in this game, Seattle down 7. They have the ball 3rd and 6. What do they got to do to pick up this first down right now to keep them in this game?
You got to throw the ball. You got to give Russell Wilson some time. I'd even consider keeping an extra blocker in there based on some of the pressure that Carolina's been able to get. Maybe keep the running back Roth in there to help protect Wilson. But I'm thinking something intermediate, 10 to 15 yards downfield. I think they're going to guard the sticks otherwise.
Pressure has been again. It's thrown and picked off by Morton, and Russell Wilson makes a terrible read and throws it right to the Panthers defense. It is housed for a pick 6. Carolina is now up 2 scores, and that is such a deflating throw by Russell Wilson.
Yeah, folks, and that is why the contract negotiations are not going well in Seattle. Sometimes the guy looks like a genius, like we saw leading up to this point, and then other times he makes those throws that just make you wonder what he saw.
Looks like that 2-minute warning may have froze the quarterback there. Looked like he came out, had a plan, 2-minute warning, comes out, just tries to make too quick of a read and throws that interception. We're going to get a kick return from the Seahawks now from the back of the end zone. He's got room on the left side, cutting up. Oh, and he is laid out and injured on the play down to the 28.
Yeah, so to add a little insult to injury, you know, you've got the not-so-special teams all night, and then you got your returner get hurt here with about 2 minutes left in the game. Nothing's going right for special teams today.
I tell you what, I would look into our special teams time at practice if I was the Seahawks, because nothing is going right for these guys. So down 2 scores, Russell Wilson's going to drop back, quick pass, quick out route to the left side, out of bounds, saving time. 1:47 left here in the fourth quarter, down 2 scores. It's going to be a tough comeback here for the Seattle Seahawks, Sonny.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's impossible to come back. I'm just saying it's highly unlikely they come back.
It does seem so, but if they can get a quick score here, they have all 3 timeouts. Panthers' offense hasn't been that great, so there is definitely a chance. Wilson's going to continue in shotgun, drop back, throw a really ugly pass, very low. I don't know if anybody could have caught that pass. Just not a good throw by Russell Wilson.
I'm really not sure who was throwing there because there were kind of 2 guys in the vicinity, but it really wasn't a good pass for either, so I wasn't sure if that was an overthrow or an underthrow.
We've seen that now twice just in the last few minutes. Maybe those are some of the reasons why it's hard to get a contract deal done with Wilson. Maybe in these pressure situations, he just does not throw the ball accurately. So Russell Wilson's going to come out, going to hand the ball off to Roth up the middle. He's got a little bit of room, piles into some Panthers defenders, picks up a nice run there down to the 46. And they're going to burn a timeout here, so I'm not sure what their plan is if they do score, but it's not looking good now with only 2 timeouts.
Yeah, and so when you're going to run the ball in this 2-minute situation, you got to have a second play ready to go. You can't be wasting your timeouts. You got to hurry up to the line, get the next play off. That's kind of just a bad coaching decision. If you're not going to throw it, you better have another play set up for the run.
Absolutely. A tough time to call a timeout there for the Seahawks. Wilson's going to drop back a shotgun. Pressure's coming. He is hit, and it is incomplete again. Just this pressure has been unreal for the Panthers here. Russell Wilson does not have a whole lot of time to throw deep down the field. And when he does, there's usually a guy in his face, so it's very tough here for the Seattle Seahawks.
He's lucky they said his arm was moving forward because that looked like he could have been a sack fumble. They said he did get the arm forward, though, so no fumble on the play.
Seahawks come out. Quick pass, and it is not fooling anybody as the safety comes up, bats that down, and that could have been picked and ended the game. I like what Russell Wilson was trying to do there, saw that corner blitz, but just was not quick enough to get it by that safety.
In those situations, you got to put the ball to the outside shoulder of your wide receiver. He goes to the inside, gives the safety a chance at the ball.
If he could have gotten that on the outside, that safety may have come up too fast, and he could have been gone for a touchdown. Now, Russell Wilson's bringing some motion, dropping back in shotgun. Pressure's coming in. He is whacked back at the 40-yard line. That was not – they were not covering that up. They were not hiding that. That was a blitz all the way, and Russell Wilson did nothing to defend against it and takes the sack. 4th and 16, just a miserable position for the Seahawks now.
Yeah, it's getting to a point now where that highly is turned into just no chance at all here for the Seahawks.
2 halfbacks in the backfield. Russell Wilson's dropping back on 4th and 16. He's going to go all the way down the field, and it's going to be caught at the 5-yard line. The Seahawks are down to the 5-yard line with a minute left. What do they do here? This is a crazy completion down to the 4-yard line.
I can't believe they went deep on a 4th and 6. This is insane.
4th and 16. They go all the way down to the field, and they wisely clock the ball there, keep their 2 timeouts, but with 51 seconds left, it's looking tough even if they do score here. But we went from highly unlikely to, we got a chance here, and we're right back in it a little bit.
Yeah, and good play there by Wilson to get downfield and clock the ball rather than waste another one of their timeouts. So good veteran move there. One of the better decisions he's made today.
Yeah, a very good, followed by an unbelievably questionable decision. Sonny, they just get the ball down to the 4-yard line. The clock's running. They get up there, they spike the ball, and then they call a timeout. Get a play moving forward.
I'll be perfectly honest, the 5-yard penalty would have been better than using that timeout there.
I have no words for what I just saw. I cannot believe that. And then they come out and they throw a pass, a drag route that is not even going to get them into the end zone here. Now, quickly, we went from so hyped to 3rd and goal, and what on earth are the Seattle Seahawks doing?
Well, the Seattle Seahawks make you feel emotion, so you at least always get to experience and really live their games.
So Wilson, 3rd and goal from the 4, shotgun, dropping back, throws the ball just down the field, 1 yard picked up there on 3rd down, doesn't even get the ball to the end zone on 2 passes from the 4-yard line. I do not know what they're doing right now.
I'm not sure they know what they're doing anymore. This is just bad.
I think maybe they didn't expect to get to the 4 and just had an absolute meltdown when they got there with those 2 passes and the timeout. So Wilson's going to come out, 3 wide receivers under center here. The clock is rolling. He's going to throw it and is batted down by the man, Luke Kuechly. So it's going to be Panthers ball at the 3-yard line, and Seattle just completely blew their opportunity to score here and get back in this game.
Yeah, I mean that was a weird last minute of that game. I'm not real sure what else to say about that.
It looks like the Panthers are possibly going to run a play here to try to get out of their own end zone. Don't want anything crazy to happen. But Sonny, here as this game is winding down, it's looking like it's going to be Carolina Panthers 21, Seattle Seahawks 7. I'd like to know, Sonny, who do you think is our NBL Live player of the game?
You know, I'm not sure it's going to show up on the stat sheet, but, I wish I could give it to the whole defense. So instead, I'm going to give it to the heart and soul of the defense. I'm going to give it to middle linebacker Luke Kuechly. He was everywhere on the field. He basically shut that running attack down by himself and was getting pressure on the quarterback as well. So my NBL Live player of the game is Luke Kuechly.
That is a great selection. He was all over the place for the Carolina Panthers in this big win. They go on to 5-2. I do believe they're tied with the Atlanta Falcons in the NFC South. I want to thank everybody for joining us here on NBL Live. Make sure you check out our schedule. We'll be back, I believe, this weekend, Saturday night, for another NBL Live game. Follow us on YouTube. Check us out on Twitter at Bomber League. Thank you for tuning in to NBL Live.